Hey, what's up? Back with another video. So if you have a Ford, okay, and you're ever wondering why this key is always not, because it's a proximity key, so you have to be in the proximity of your car, and most cars are like this, late model cars. This is from my 2012 Ford Explorer, and every time I walk up to my car, it's not registering that I'm close to the car. So when I go to pull the handle and to unlock my car, it doesn't do it, and I gotta either tap on it, or I gotta, if it's in my pocket of my pants, I gotta pop it real good, and then it works. I'm gonna show you how to fix that right now. So a few things you're gonna need. Of course, you're gonna need your key, any type of coin, a little coin like a penny or a dime or something. Okay, then you're gonna need just a little piece of emery cloth or a little piece of sandpaper. And this is optional next. Here you're gonna get, which I got a little piece of Scotch-Brite. It's like a kind of an abrasive type of sponge, and I got these tweezers here, just in case I need to grab something. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's not waste any time. Anybody doesn't know how to take apart your key, this is also in the video. So what you do is go ahead and scoot that latch over. Okay, let's push it over to one side. I'm doing here, see my thumb? And then you just kind of reach in here if you can and pull out your key. Now, if anybody doesn't know where your key is at, your physical key, not just this, the fob, and this is where it's at. Okay, so we'll set that to the side, and then we'll go ahead and take the coin, and it can be a dime or a penny or probably a quarter, doesn't matter, and I'm gonna stick it in this slot right here. I'll try to give you a good close-up, right where that notch is at right there, and just give it a turn. It takes a little bit of pressure, but once you turn it, it'll pop right open. So, got your back right here. Now, you want to carefully do this because your battery may fall out. And here's your battery right here. Okay. So, let's go ahead and set that to the side. I was just thinking about something. You might want to check the voltage on your battery to make sure this is at 3 volts. Now, that's what I'm going to use these here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this battery out. And just won't come out easy. All right, here we go. Anybody want to know what battery that is? There you go. Go ahead and try to get it good here. Pause the video. And anybody who can't read that, it's going to be a CR2032 or CR2032. That's the battery. Make sure you're getting that lithium battery, because those are going to last longer. Don't get any of those stupid rechargeable batteries, because they don't do well in a remote like this. So we're going to check that voltage, and the way we're going to do that is with a meter. So okay, I got my voltmeter here, which is a they may call it a DVOM or anything like that, or a digital voltmeter. You're going to want to turn it on and turn it to DC volts. Now I'm going to show you my numbers here on my screen. So go ahead and just read these numbers. And if your knob has a, it'll probably have numbers, like it'll start from DC 2 volts or 3 volts, and it goes up to 10 volts and then 100 volts and stuff like that. The battery is 3 volts, so you're going to want to put it somewhere in that vicinity. Like, you're going to want to put it to either 3 volts or 10 volts. It's going to read from ever 0 up to the voltage that you set it at. This one's an automatic one, so if you have an automatic one, you're good to go. You just go ahead and turn it on DC volts, and we're going to check this battery. So the top is your positive. This is going to be the top of the battery right here, and you can see it has a positive right there. which means your bottom is your negative. So the way we're going to test it here, and I'll zoom in. Okay, it's going to be your negative side, so your negative is your black, and your positive is your red, just like in your cars. So I'm going to get the side of it as positive, and I get the front as negative. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom out just so you can see my meter, and it's going to show the voltage. If you look on the meter, it's 3.047 volts, so it is right at 3 volts. Came this far apart, as far as go ahead and take it apart the remote. Now I'm going to get this circuit board out, so that's quite easy. Just go ahead and just turn around and give it a little tap. Okay, yours may not come out like this, the board may just come out by itself, but I got the whole keypad is coming out with mine, but I'm just more focused on the board right now. So when you have this board out, you're going to want to inspect it. You're going to make sure that all your components are going to be fairly tight and soldered correctly on the board. What I mean really, for people who don't know about stuff being soldered on the PC board, is you just don't want things to be loose. You know, you can always tell when something's not just right. You know, you put your finger on it, if it just moves around and flops around, or if you shake this and you feel something just moving around, yeah, it's broken, and you're gonna have to probably get a new one from Ford. But from what I'm feeling right now, we don't have anything shaking or anything like that. So the main fix is gonna be getting to the battery contacts. So that's the problem with this one. Every once in a while, it's not making a good contact with the battery, and that's what I was talking about earlier, about how you have to hit the remote to get it to work. What you're doing is you're jostling the battery around to make the connections better. Now, on this particular one, you have the kind of pins that will make contact with the board. That's coming from the battery. So when the battery is installed, by the way, it does tell you how to put the battery in, which side to put it in. Just make sure you're not putting it in the wrong way. And this is how it goes. Okay, negative up. But it's making contact with the battery, and it's moving its power over to these pins right here. And that makes contact with this plate right here. Now, I don't know if you could see that right there, but I'll use my tweezers to point out the problem. Right here is your positive contact point, and it's just not looking that good. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it's not looking that good. It's got a little bit of not to say oxidation, but a little bit of some carbon and a little bit of just kind of wear on that pad, because all it does is touch one point all the time. It doesn't move around or anything like that. So you know, when it's getting moved around in your pocket, it's just kind of rubbing a little bit of a spot into areas. And the metal, you know, it's not all that great. It's not a stainless steel or nothing, but you know, it's rubbing off onto this copper pad right here, and those don't mix that well. So every once in a while, you got to clean this. Okay, and well as the negative contacts, which are all right here. Okay, you're gonna want to kind of. I think they got good tension on them, but sometimes you want to maybe bend them up if they seem too flat. But they should be at about a 40-degree angle or something like that, 45. Just make sure to kind of tilt it up and they're making good connection with the battery. And I don't know if you guys can see any of that kind of a greasy stuff on there, but that's a dielectric grease, because you know, if you get any kind of moisture in this thing, it's gonna cause rust to happen to that part, and then there's no connection to your battery. But the way we're going to clean that off is with the emery cloth that I was talking about. Now, you can do it this way, or you can use the Scotch-Brite. And the Scotch-Brite is probably the way I would go, but if you got a piece of sandpaper or something, that's also a way you can go to. So, but I'm going a little bit too long. I'm just trying to make you guys understand how this works, you know. By the way, I am not liable if you break your keypad. This is something that most people, this is something that most people can do, but if you're not comfortable, don't do it. But I'm gonna take this, let's use this emery cloth, it's easier. Go ahead and fold it in half a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and rub that spot right there. So, all right. Okay, so when you rub that spot there, you're rubbing off all the, all the residue that's been rubbed, from these contacts right here, off onto this pad right here, this copper pad. We're cleaning that off. And it's going to make a better connection. So I'll try to zoom in on as much as I can here, so you can see what's going on. See, it looks a little bit more shinier now. That's because you just clean that spot up, and it's gonna make a better connection. I'm gonna do it to the negative points here too, so we're just gonna give it a slight rub. You're not trying to bend these down or anything. You're just gonna try to, don't rub against it. Okay, rub away from it on the lower pad. So you're gonna rub this way for that direction of the pins, and the pins are going this way. You're gonna rub outward like that. So it's gonna get just a light rub. You're not gonna rub the hell out of this. You're not trying to kill this thing. You're just gonna give a light rub over the contacts, just like that. Quite easy. All right. I'm just gonna use this Q-tip here. And we all have this. Come on. Yeah. And I'm just gonna clean up what I rubbed off pretty much, because you kind of rubbed metal away and stuff like that, and you don't want it getting on anything else up in here. So I'm just going to kind of just rub the areas. And I'll show you something here, show you how dirty that is. Look at the bottom of this Q-tip. I don't know if you could see that. See that black spot right there in the Q-tip? Man, that's what came off that pad right there. And you wonder why your remote control's not working good, because of stuff like that. So yes, I cleaned off everything here. And here's a bonus thing we're gonna go ahead and go through. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit here before I start talking about it. So you got your buttons right here. They make contact with the other side of the board here, which is these gold contact points. I'll go ahead and point them with this Q-tip here. Of course, you got your panic and your trunk and your lock, unlock, and all that, and your remote start button. They're all here. Sometimes you can get just as dirty too. So take a Q-tip. I don't think you need to rub these like you did with the battery connections, and just kind of a dry Q-tip. Just kind of rub all these buttons here while you're here. Why not? Go ahead and rub those out like that. Okay. Oh man, it's got some stuff on it too. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not as much as the other side, but it's a little bit dirty too. Take the other cleaner part of the Q-tip now and rub these buttons very lightly though. Okay. Just gonna rub these buttons. This is the opposite side, by the way, of this. Rub these buttons here. Alright, there you go. And we're pretty much done. So I'm just going to go ahead and reassemble this. And that's all you have to do as far as servicing your key fob. If you want it to continue working good, just clean it up every once in a while. So I just put the board back on top of the buttons here. Alright, it should look something like this. Pretty flat. It should all fit in pretty good. Then make sure your battery is installed the correct way with negative up. So it should look like this. It should pop into those pins right there. It should be very flat, as you can see right there. Alright. And we're just going to go ahead and pop this back together. So just kind of made them together and just see, like that, and just give it a push. Alright, and then we'll install our key here. Alright, and you're pretty much done. So if it all looks like this and everything, it's all good to go. Go ahead and try it out on your car. Walk up to your car, see if it lets you in right away, and check your buttons and everything too. Everything should be good. By the way, you can pick up these cases on Amazon. I'll throw a link up in the description. And it's not going to come with your Ford emblem, so you might have to transfer this over to the new one because it's not official stuff, but it does work. You get all new buttons, all new chrome, stuff like that. And your case is going to look a lot nicer, but you're going to have to transfer that green board that's in here, and of course your battery, over to the new one. Okay, self-explanatory. Okay, walking up to my car here, got the remote. Okay, we're gonna see if it works. Okay, right away, I'm able to open my car up. And we'll go ahead and check the buttons. So let's go ahead and lock it. It's locked. Go ahead and unlock it. Okay. We could do the horn, but I don't want to do that, so I'm sure it's just going to work. And by the remote start, we'll do that. Alright, stop that. Okay, and we'll go ahead and lock it up again. It's working. That's pretty much it. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope I helped somebody. Peace.